Hey everybody, today's quick project for the Land Cruiser is installing a dash cam and hardwiring it. And to get us started with this project, we're going to want to remove this trim from behind the rear view camera. So we'll tilt this down at an angle so that it's out of the way. And we will first pop this trim out from the side. And this isn't scripted, folks, so look at that. Fell right out. Otherwise, what would happen is you just kind of slide this down with the windshield, and you're just trying to remove these clips. So by sliding it downward, you do that. And so we have the second box that I ordered on Amazon. This is a dash cam power adapter for Toyotas. And you'll see here, it does come with a trim removal tool, but also this adapter here. So you see this 10-pin plug will actually get plugged in right up here. And so this adapter will get plugged in up here, like I said. So we'll go ahead and pop this out like so. And then we'll take this adapter. So one end will go in to the plug that was there. It basically creates a T, so we'll plug that in. And then the other end gives you a little USB port. Let's go ahead and plug this in right here. That oriented properly. Take this side, plug it in here. So now this restores that original factory connection. And then this will be our USB port. All right, so we'll turn some light on so you can see this a bit better. You'll see there is a little connector up here. And so that goes right in here. Just like so. Again, sorry for the poor camera angles here, but you see we got that clipped back in. Now we just got to figure out a way to tuck all of this wiring back up. Also, if your rear view mirror was loose like mine was, go ahead and grab yourself a T20 Torx bit, and you can use that to tighten it back up. So this worked great. All right, and so the hardest part of this entire project is probably tucking this new adapter up here somewhere. So I think what we're gonna do is try to nestle this adapter up pretty high. This cover plate, does have a pretty big opening. So you wanna have it up as high as you can just so you don't see it, but you still wanna be able to get this back on there. So I think we'll go with that. And then this again is the USB port. So we're gonna try to tuck this somewhere around here. I don't know, I'll report back in a moment. All right, so I think what we're gonna do for now is just tuck those wires in. We're actually gonna leave the USB port hang out. So when you go ahead and put this piece back, you'll notice there's two holes and these two tabs. So you're gonna wanna insert those first and just clip it in. Pretty simple. So you can see some of the wires in that hole now, but once we adjust the mirror, it will hide it up. So we'll go ahead and come back over to the driver's side. That up. Get that stuff out of the way. So this is the camera we're going to install. It is a Vantrue small camera, a Vantrue E1 Pro or E1 Pro. All right, and so up here you can get a slightly different angle now on the driver's side. We do have this USB port hanging out. I think, honestly, for the time being, I might just maybe mount it. It comes with a little sticky strip. I might just stick it to this cover, kind of up, tucked out of the way. And we'll see how that does us. I'm gonna wait to stick it. Just wanna make sure everything works. All right, so this is the Vantrue E1 Pro. Let's see if I can open this up one-handed. Oh, story of my life. There's always something I'm missing. All right, so we'll set that there. Is there one on this side? There's not. E1 Pro from Vantrue. Nice little guide, an app for you. User manual. Share and win. And look at the camera itself. And you can see it's actually pretty small. Go ahead and open this up a little bit. Everybody needs a dash cam these days. This one was about 125, 150 bucks. So here is a can of Diet Coke in comparison. You kind of see pretty small. And this is the palm of my hand. I am no giant. It fits right here. So looks good. There's your lens. You do have a little screen, it looks like, on the back here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this set up. And I guess before I get too far, this is amateur hour here. Go ahead and pull this box out. Looks like this is full of all the connectors and your mounting hardware. You do have some other guides in there. It looks like a sticker, some cleaning cloths. And we're not going to need most of this stuff. So this is your cigarette plug lighter, 12-volt outlet. Toss that over there. You do get another pry tool, which is always nice to have. Little USB to USB-C cable. And then take a little deeper. You get an extra 3M sticky tape. And then this is your mounting block here. So here's the camera. Again, it does not come with an SD card, so keep that in mind. You're going to want to get something that is designed for dash cams. I generally go with I think it's the Samsung Endurance. So you got your pins there, and it looks like this just slides. It's also a little magnetic, which is nice. Slip that in there. That's all there is to it. And I'm thinking I'll probably mount it, tuck it up here. Sorry about the camera angle there. Gotta keep this below the dot matrix here, but if we adjust this, just tilt that forward a little bit. You got your power DC in over there. So kind of tuck it up right here. So the mount is up, the camera lens is right below the matrix there. And it's for the most part out of my peripheral here. I will also add that the hardwiring kit does include a few adapters already. There's a method to the madness here, folks. I know I got crap all over the place. But I am of the male genome. Is that what they say? Oh. Are you okay? I hope you're all right. But yeah, so you get some shorter cables. This camera is USB-C, so we can use this little short USB-A to USB-C, and that'll get us what we need. All right, so the more I play with this up here, I'm actually gonna run this adapter out the top of the camera trim. So we'll go ahead and stick this back in here, pop that back in, and now it'll be like that. I need to keep this up pretty high, so I'm gonna put this on the trim right there. That way I can get the camera, the mirror up high enough, and then it actually keeps this out of the way. It actually hides those red and black wires a bit better this way too. So that works. Also, one thing you'll want to do is take some alcohol wipes. These are Zeiss lens wipes. This is not sponsored. I just really like these for glasses. And you just want to clean up all your surfaces up here. So I'm going to clean up there before I stick that on. I'll also clean up the windshield before I go ahead and mount the camera, just because you want to be able to remove any residue that might be there. Waxes and sealants and whatnot. So be right back. All right, so we got that USB adapter. We cleaned that plastic surface up there. We mounted it. Everything looks good. So now we'll pull our camera back up and you can see plenty of room here. So now, from my perspective, get this camera, or sorry, this mirror adjusted to the proper placement. Hi. And we'll be all set. And now you can see I have my USB cable already plugged in. Plenty of reach to get to where I need to go. I think the only thing I'll want to order, and I didn't, is a right angle USB-C adapter so that I can go, you know, kind of straight down into the camera versus off to the side like that. Also, something sticking to my hand. All right, so let's see here. I'll plug this in for right now. I want to be able to keep this accessible. Get that USB-C in. And yeah, I think we can go ahead and put this camera right around here. That way, even though it's small, kind of stays tucked up and out of the way. This is a single channel camera. I'm not sure if it's expandable or not, but to be honest, not too worried about a camera in the rear. Worst case, I could always get another one of these and put it in the back if I need to. But this is nice, easy access to the button there. I believe it also has some voice controls, so I can go ahead and get this set up. Go ahead and remove this. Now, the Vantrue is interesting. It does come with this like static cling film. And I'm not exactly sure what purpose that is. I saw somebody else install one of these cameras and they had problems with it just falling off. So we're gonna hope that this does not fall off. Again, I want it to be straight. So I'm gonna try to line this up with some of the dots here. Since I know those are straight. I'll just press and hold so that it adheres to the windshield. I think 15 seconds or so. All right, and there we have it. So if we zoom out, so this is my seating position. Kind of see camera right there. Doesn't really block too much. And it should be good. It does look like it might be pointing a little off that way, presumably due to the curve in the glass. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And here's the view from the outside looking in. You can see the camera there. It looks pretty level. Not too bad. In hindsight, I realized I should have took the film off of the lens. But that's okay. It comes off fairly easily. So there you go. We'll be right back. All right, and so this is the memory card I was talking about, folks. Sorry, I'm moving. This is a Samsung Pro Plus. I think it can handle multiple hundreds of rewrites, whatever the stats are. It's got a high read-write speed. I'm no expert, even though I work in tech, but this is what we'll throw in the card, 256 gigs. All right, let's see, moment of truth. Hit the ignition button. Go ahead and fire that up. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any new bells or alerts here. And now you can see over on the camera, it does have sufficient power. Just go ahead. Right. So the buttons are on the underside here. Don't be like me and try to tap the screen. That's not gonna work for you. No music, please. All right, so we're gonna find the right time zone. Here we go, getting close. Arizona, Denver, New York, that's what we want. Okay, month, day, year format. Get a little closer for you folks, sorry about that. The date today is the 6th, looks like that is accurate. It is incorrect on the time though, so, oh no. Screw that up, 4/6/2025, time is 11:08. I'll go ahead and cycle around here. 11, ow. No. Oh, whatever. I'll fix it later. Leave it on 60 hertz. We're doing this live, folks. MPH is what we want. We'll do 5 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi. And all data will be deleted. We got to format the card. I use this in another memory card, so we'll let that do its thing. Again, no errors, we're just idling. I am in the garage though, so I'm gonna have to shut this down here in a bit. Let's see. So now we'll go ahead and just shut off the Land Cruiser. There we go. It looks like it still has a bit of power, which is good. But now you can see it did shut down. So we'll go ahead, hit our ignition once more. So first press of the ignition button does not, we're on accessory mode, does not fire that up. We do need to be running. So I think this is the one downside for this, of course, is that it does not have power for parking, right? So in the event that you're parked, somebody backs into you, that is no good. But that's okay. Maybe what we could do is always put a little battery pack up there. I'm sure we can rig it up somehow. But yeah, other than that, folks, it is that easy. So we'll angle that down a little bit. I do still need to take the protector off of the lens. So let's see, now what's the experience like to remove this? Does this video? I suppose I could read the book, but it looks like you just grab it and slide it back. So now we can remove this little lens cover here. Ideally without touching the lens. This is easier said than done when you're doing this one-handed. Let's go ahead and peel that off there. Set that off to the side. Sorry about the flicker from the display. And we'll just go ahead and push that back in there. And that's all there is to it, folks. So yeah, like I said, just to recap, to hardwire your dash cam in your Land Cruiser or your LX, you're just gonna wanna pop off these trim covers behind your mirror, install a little adapter, stick that up there like so, gives you a USB-A port, and then you run that right down into your camera, and that's all there is to it. Look at that, you can see the, once we focus there, the Rivian off in the distance, parked on the other side of the driveway. And yeah, looks nice. It's a very, very clean install. No having to run wires up and over here and down through the engine compartment. So all good. Thanks for joining, and I hope you learned something. All right, and here you go, folks. The final piece, a right angle USB-C adapter. So we can go ahead and pop that on our cable, USB cable, and fumble around with it one-handed. Right into the side. So now, look at that, a nice finished look. Got our USB plug up there, running right down here behind the camera and right in, or sorry, behind the mirror and right into the camera. So thanks for watching.